Keep pushing that boulder to the top of the hill. Welcome one and all to Suckville.
Extraordinary stories from ordinary humans? Yes, please. This is Live from Suckville. I'm your host, Silva Florence, an expat, writer, cyclist, and podcaster, currently laid up in Suckville after losing my apartment in a flood. Did you know that your suffering is the key to your healing? Yes, you heard me right. All of those crappy experiences you've been through, all of those visits to Suckville, that is the path to your healing. In other words, you must suffer to get well. Now, I realize that I disappeared for a bit again, and I want to apologize for that, and I will explain what happened. But during this period, I really had time to think about and incubate this idea, this powerful and unexpected, in some ways, link between our suffering, our illnesses, the misfortunes, misadventures, the traumatic experiences, that these are exactly what brings us closer to our authentic selves. When we can learn to live these experiences differently, to integrate them, not only do we then survive them, but they make us whole. They heal us. Isn't that wild? But before I dive deeper into this concept, I want to fill you in on the latest gap in Live from Suckville between season 2 and 3. Thankfully, this time it wasn't a job explosion. It wasn't a flood. It wasn't another broken hip. Thankfully. This time it was a bit by choice. I decided to start a business as a professional healer and to answer what's been, in a way, a call for a while now to offer myself of service to others. So I've been working extremely hard since August to build this new business and to start getting it off the ground, to build the Switch Path, which is an amalgam of my skills accumulated up to this point, which are that I took 2 levels of Reiki. Reiki is a Japanese healing technique that uses the energy that flows through everything, and also us, to rebalance the body, using also the chakra system. And for anyone that isn't familiar with chakras, they're kind of like portals which metabolize and balance energy in the body. I also taught myself how to read tarot during the lockdown, one of the things I did not to go insane. And I am also embracing what some of you may or may not know, which is a shamanic background, and bringing all of these together to offer myself of service to others. I'll talk more about this in future episodes, but I have always been someone who's very curious and very interested in magic. My parents know that I spent hours upon hours playing with mermaids and fairies and unicorns. I've been saying, I'm 40 years old and I still say that the unicorn is my favorite animal, for better or worse. So in a way, it's a natural turn towards the mystery and magic that I always knew was a part of the experience of being alive, whether you call that other force out there, or God, or the universe, or woo, whatever it is to you. Anyways, this new road towards being an entrepreneur is anything but easy, and many of you out there probably are listening and nodding your head because you're entrepreneurs too, or you know an entrepreneur, and it's anything but simple, but it's incredibly already rewarding. Whenever I get to help someone, it's immensely fulfilling. Another important aspect of this journey, this new journey that I'm on, is continued study. Lifelong learner, right? So other than the 2 levels of Reiki, I have also taken a narrative therapy class to learn how better to speak with people in a way that helps them to see alternative solutions and empowering solutions for their problems and situations. Currently taking an herbology class, and I have studied a lot of Barbara Ann Brennan. Barbara Ann Brennan passed away not so long ago, but she was an American NASA physicist to start out with. And at a certain point, she turned away from the vast universe and began to focus on what she called the human energy field. Now, Barbara Brennan was a healer then, a channel, and she was very adept at, let's say, being able to download information from the powers that be on the emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual situation of the person she has in front of her. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret that at this point people know, and people especially who have been doing sessions with me so far, which is that I have the same gift in being able to connect to those powers and download information that's important for the person that I'm working with. Sometimes it arrives in actual words that I can hear, sentences, sometimes a feeling, an emotion, colors, an image. And it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I could admit that this was a real thing, because it's not very well known and it's not very well accepted, at least not in modern Western society. So what on earth does this all have to do with you? Let's return to that original concept that your suffering is the key to your healing. Now, Barbara Brennan, among other things, believed that each person has a life purpose, a life task, which a personal one, which involves them personally, and one that is more on a global, collective scale. I'd like to read a little bit from Barbara Brennan's Hands of Light to demonstrate a bit more what she's talking about. So she says, when we begin releasing our blocks, we do our personal task. This frees our energy so that we can do what we have always wanted to do in life, that deep longing we've had since childhood, that secret dream. That is one's life task. That which you wanted to do more than anything else in your life is your life task. It is what you came here to do. By clearing away your personal blocks, you pave the way to accomplish your deepest longing. Let your longing lead you. Follow it. It will bring you happiness. And she goes on to say, as you will learn, energy blocks can lead eventually to physical disorder. Conversely, these disorders can be traced to the way you block your creative energies. Therefore, whatever your illness may be, it is directly related to your life task. Your illness is directly related through your energy system to your deepest longing. You are sick because you are not following your deepest longing. So I ask again, what is it that you most long to do with your life more than anything else in the world? Find how you stop yourself. Clear away those blocks. Do what you wish to do, and you will get well. Now, Brennan was focusing on specifically physical illnesses, but I would argue that this point is valid for any imbalance that we have in our lives. The term wellness, encompasses not only the physical, but also the mental, emotional, and spiritual. Each one of us knows when we're doing something that is good for us, that makes us feel alive, that's ours. And we know, even when we deny it or justify it, when we are doing something that is not ours and that does not make us feel well. And so that is what this season of Live from Suckville is about. I'm going to change up, therefore, the format just a little bit. I am still going to have a place for those interviews and those incredibly important stories and testimonies of human resilience and creativity and authenticity in the face of great difficulty. But I'm also going to talk to you about healing, about how we can heal ourselves, how we can heal our connections with each other and with nature. Because it is very true also, I believe, that healing starts with us, but it does not end with us. And we're also going to hear from some experts who will give us some practical advice on how we can get out of Suckville faster. And so if you're one of those people who does feel deep down that you aren't where you want to be, and you're not doing what makes you feel whole and well and authentic, don't worry. This season is a journey for all of us. And I will leave you just with one final thought, which is on the importance of authenticity. The world needs you. It doesn't need you pretending to be like someone else. It doesn't need the you that you think you should be. It needs the most authentic version of you. And a lot of us, to get to the most authentic versions of ourselves, need to first heal those aspects of ourselves that are out of whack. So, are you ready? Are you ready to go to Suckville and take up your healing path? Make sure you don't miss an episode by following Live from Suckville on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. For podcast updates and other inspiring content, follow Silva on Instagram at @s_witchpath. That is S_WITCHPATH. A special thanks to all my guests and you listeners, and to Chris Kirby for the amazing theme music. This episode was recorded in my kitchen and edited by yours truly. Until next time.